I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end, we some no-quitters. Knock it out the park, we for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere, that's a dome splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves, cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance, bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients, now that's a dope recipe.
Oh, it says my mic's working. Can you guys hear me? Man, can you guys hear me? I've been doing all this talking, and I don't know if you guys could hear me. Damn, that sucks. Some technical difficulties, huh? Okay. Oh, can you guys hear me? Yes. Oh my goodness, man. Lord, thank you guys. I seen all them comments. I was like, what the hell? I was giving you guys some game just now too. Just lipping like, yo, I'm in there doing this. Anyway, I was talking about damn, so you guys didn't even hear my intro or anything. That's crazy, man. Damn it. Oh well. Hey, win some, you lose some. Won today though earlier. That's why my desk is a mess, man. I'm all over the place because I just got a $50,000 down payment for a property of mine. I'm selling two properties right now that I got by becoming the bank, taking over the existing mortgage on those properties. So I did not have to qualify for debt. I did not have to qualify for these mortgages that I took over. And I'm going to share my screen with you guys and give you guys the visual of what's happening here. So I sold this house today. I was selling it for 245,000. I sold it for 240. I got a $50,000 down payment. Now today I have them fill out a rent to own application though, because we have to approve these people and we have to try to help them to really pay that balloon payment in the future. So he paid a reserve payment today, 2,000. $2,000 reserve payment, and then the other 48,000 on Monday. If he doesn't pay that other 48,000, because I'm going to take it off the market, I'm done marketing it. I'm not going to show it to anybody else. But if he doesn't pay the other 48,000 Monday, which is in the rent to own application, which he signed and agreed, and I read it to him, broke it down, I'll keep the 2,000. So I'm compensated anyway. But 50,000 going to cash flow about, I was only asking for a small down payment. This is the crux of it right here, guys. It's simple, but it's not easy. All right. This is real estate. It's real estate the right way, in my opinion. All right. When I discovered this strategy, I was like a man on a mission. I was starving. When I found this strategy, I was literally starving for the knowledge. I heard about it, learned about it, and had never heard about it before, and was like, oh my God, this is wizardry. This is magic. Let me dive in. So I was looking for information anywhere that I could get it, anywhere I could get it. And all that said, I found it on YouTube University, but I dove in. I actually had gotten fired from my job. So it was the universe working for me. The universe was working for me at the time. And this is the thing. If we're out here looking for people to serve, we will win. We will win because we are serving others. And this is how this worked out. So the couple, it was a Latino couple, and the wife didn't speak English at all. And then the husband, he spoke a bit of English, and he's a roofer. All right. He's a roofer. And they were apprehensive about rent to own, though, because they've heard these stories about, these people are underrepresented communities. That's how this is how we win at this, looking to serve. So if you're looking to buy a person's house, you're going to have a difficult time buying their house, because we don't buy houses, we buy problems. So we are looking to be a solution to their problem. We are looking to serve them in a way that concerns real estate, right? And solve that problem. Now, on the flip side of that, on our exit strategy, selling the house, we are also looking to solve a problem and fill a need. Okay. These underrepresented communities, they want home ownership too. So we put them on the path to home ownership. And a lot of them have considerable down payments, So I'm actually going to go to one of the ads I was running for this house too. It was for this house. I had an open house, and the open house did okay. And it's not a great market right now. Like, it's the market, everybody's scared, everybody's freezing up. But this is the way that you can win during the real estate recession, guys. During the real estate recession, you can come out really being wealthy, honestly. So this is the house. Let me see. This is the house here. Now, this is the doctor house, is what I call it. And I had this open house Saturday, November 19th, just sold it today. So the open house wasn't too long ago, but the open house, it was all right. But not many qualified people came. I had it up in a Facebook group. But I was saying all that to say this, guys. This is one of my ads, so you guys can see this. I had the open house, but we have them qualify for it. But let me go over the numbers of this as well. All right. The numbers on this thing are great. So if you guys are with me right now, make sure you hit that like button. And are you guys following me? If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments, put where you're from, because I'm a small town guy from Iowa. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing if you feel like I'm bringing you some value, because today to me was amazing. It was serendipitous, but it worked out perfectly because they couldn't speak English that well, and they were apprehensive because the guy knew the whole time he had a $50,000 down payment. And get this, I told him a $30,000 down payment was what we were trying to get. So he upped it to the 50K. He upped it $20,000 more, 20 grand. So by doing that, it was because of how it played out. So a while back, this was probably last year, my 18-year-old apprentice, I helped him on his first transaction. 3 weeks after he turned 18, he did a wholesale transaction where he made $9,000. Well, I got the buyer. He got the house under contract, and I found the buyer for us. And man, he found the buyer for us. And or I'm sorry, I found the buyer. He got it under contract. I found the buyer. I called one of my previous buyers, and hold on, I gotta close this. Working my nerves. Sorry, guys. Okay. So anyway, I found the buyer. So I called one of my previous buyers who had given me a $20,000 down payment and was buying a house for me on rent to own. That's how it works. I'll show you the numbers too. I'm going to pull this up, but it is amazing. So my buyer came over, looked at the house. He was like, well, I don't want it. He wanted to do rent to own. This was a cash sale. He says, but one of my employees might, and he's Latino too. So he calls his employee. My buyer owned an installation company. So you never know who has money. This is why you cannot judge a book by its cover. And this is where the traditional uh, uh, um, the traditional way of real estate really messes up. They block out a whole section, a whole segment of society where really we could all help each other too. It is amazing. So check this out now, guys. This to me, this is crazy. So his employee comes that's doing insulation. So he's working super duper hard. And his employee doesn't speak English, but his wife does. And she's Latina too. They got married in Mexico. I'm talking to him, and I'm getting to know her, getting to know them. And she tells me that they just bought a house on contract about a month before that. They gave a $60,000 down payment for it. So she was like, they bought it from my competition, other We Buy Houses cash guy. Well, I say other, but I don't do the We Buy Houses cash stuff. Anyway, they bought it on contract, gave them 60K down, and didn't feel comfortable with the vibe. So they wanted me to look over their contract. And I said, sure, I'll look over your contract. Absolutely. You can email me a copy. I can scan it, whatever, and then I'll read it and I'll let you know here in a couple of days what I think. So I advised them on a contract they entered into. So I helped them. I gave them value. Well, then they paid cash for the house we sold. So I call her today because she speaks Spanish. I called her and because I wanted her to talk to my buyer and pretty much just be a reference for my character and then also help explain what was going on. So me providing that value way back then last year to my apprentice and to the buyer, and the house we sold them, they fixed it up, put 40K into it, and they are cash flowing $2,000 a month renting it out now. So she's an investor. So I changed her life. So she got on the phone with my buyer. That's when, after that phone call, that 30 went to 50,000. That $30,000 down payment went to 50,000. And I got to read my competition's contract for deed. I got to read it to see what they were doing. So that was glorious. And then it helped me too. Like it helped me in a lot of different ways. But then it rolled back around today. And I said that to say this, because when we start out on a mission, right, we have a goal. We cannot go into that goal with an expectation that we will not succeed, an expectation that we won't do good, because now we have framed the facts. See, the thing is that, and my mentor says this, Myron Golden, the facts don't matter. Facts don't matter. It is our perception, how we perceive those facts, that matter. And what that means is this: the facts of the situation never change, right? A fact is a fact. But if we are looking at it and we imagine an undesirable result, our expectation is that we will arrive at an undesirable result. Well, what that does is that creates anxiety and apprehension with us. And now moving forward, everything that we do is going to be littered, seasoned with anxiety, apprehension, and an expectation that you will not reach your objective. So what good does that do us? Just think about that, man. What good does that do you if that's your expectation? So if instead you can just change how you frame it. If you have an expectation that you will reach your desired result, everything will turn out. You will reach your desired result. Everything will absolutely turn out. So I had the Spanish flyers. Look, I just happen to have this flyer up here. This one's the English one. I had the Spanish one, gave that to him. And so let me get back to this though. Because I've got there's a position on my team opening up, right? And because one thing about me is I'm going to win. This is my life on the line, I feel like. It is. It is my life on the line. I could never go back and work and sell my time to survive, man. I just cannot do it because my life is literally on the line, and I'm doing everything possible. And when we do that, and we have an expectation that our outcome, that we will reach the desired outcome, there isn't an obstacle that can stop us or get in our way. But it also, instead of making us move forward with anxiety and angst, which then turns into powerlessness, because the things that we do, we don't do it with that full thrust, with that full gusto, because we have an expectation that we will not reach our desirable result. Think about it. There is no such thing as procrastination. There isn't. If you think about it, it's like one of my mentors says writer's block, right? There is no such thing as writer's block, because if that author thought that as soon as he released his book, it would be a New York Times bestseller, the book would be done tomorrow, because he knows that as soon as he releases it to the public, it will be a bestseller. But if we think in our mind, if the author thinks in his mind, oh no, I don't know if anybody's going to buy my book, or if it'll be a bestseller. I don't know. Will anybody like it? That's when writer's block comes up, because you're expecting an undesirable result. So it's the same thing. But see, this is the thing though. This is the thing. Um, something being easier. So when we make things easier, try to make things easier for ourselves or even on other people, that doesn't help you. Easier doesn't help you. That doesn't prepare you for battle. That doesn't prepare. Easy does not prepare you for battle. It's just like if you went in the military and you went into basic training, and your drill instructor said, oh, you know what, today we're not going to do any target practice, we're not going to do any physical fitness because that's hard. We're going to play hopscotch, we're going to play foursquare, maybe a little tic-tac-toe, and then we're going to fly you overseas and put you in the middle of a gun battle and see how you fare in that. That's what it, when we try to make things easy, it does not help us. That's what it does. It puts us in the middle of a gun battle, with the only practice we have of playing hopscotch, tic tac toe, and foursquare. Who the hell do you think is going to win that gun battle? I mean, think about it. So, an expectation that something will be hard, but we will still achieve it. That puts power in our hands. That prepares us. But this is the thing, guys, and I'm about to. I'll share my screen for a second, and then I'll go back to it. But because I want to ask you, is it okay if I coach you guys real quick? I mean, I'm gonna give you this game. Is it okay if I coach you? I'm gonna go over these numbers here. This is my initial numbers, and this is my investor report, right? Because I got an investor that did all the work. But is it okay if I coach you guys for a minute? Just type yes in the comments if it's okay if I coach you, because I'm gonna give you some game here. Um, I'm gonna give you some game. So this is the because if we want more, we have to do more. But in doing more, we have to do it with intention. And then in order to have more, we have to become more. And when we become more, the needle moves inside of us first. It moves from the inside. So nobody's going to see it. Nobody is going to see that. You see it first. You notice it first. That's when you start to lose people, and people think you're acting weird, and you acting a little shadiddy, as they used to say, right? Bougie. You like, what, dude? I'm not acting bougie. All I did was say I read a book and that I learned something new, right? Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But in order to become more, one, we have to again have that expectation that we will reach our goal, man, no matter how hard it is. I cannot explain this enough. I started this with $1,700. Y'all don't even believe me. I don't think y'all believe me. I really don't. Because if you did, you'd be freaking have your nose into this shit like, oh my God, I'm doing it. I gotta do it. I have to. I started this with $1,700, but I had an expectation that there was nothing on this earth that was going to stop me from reaching my goal and becoming a real estate investor, and a successful one at that. But the problem is that not everybody feels like that. See, there's people that are out here that there's people out here that they make everything and everyone else the problem. There's people out here that make everything and everyone else the problem. But the only problem is that those types of people take themselves everywhere that they go. That's the only problem. If everybody else and everything is always the problem, there's always something, man, that you fell short because of some outside force, some outside factor. So and so didn't do this. The weather, the sun wasn't shining out of the east, it was shining out of the west. So you couldn't fucking do your job or whatever the hell, dude. It's always, but the only problem is you take yourself everywhere you go. And I used to be this way. So I'm not preaching from a soapbox. I used to be this way, man. It was always those my life circumstances, man. Oh, my mom died when I was 13. Oh, my dad died on fire. Oh, this is why me? What happened? Oh, this is why I'm fucked up. This is why this is why. No, no, it's not. 100% accountability. Now you want to take yourself everywhere that you go. When you have 100% accountability, that's it. That's it. Elma says, I'm starting this broke. That's why, you know what, Elma, I would hope that you have a Go-Getter Family TikTok, a Go-Getter Family Instagram, and a Go-Getter Family Facebook for the Facebook Reels because of my affiliate program. My affiliate program. That's why I put that out there so you guys can repost my videos and you have your own link. And when somebody purchases the challenge from that link, you get half of it. So if you ain't got money, that way you can at least generate money and then study. You don't post 3 videos, 4 videos, boom, 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 and now you own it. But you got something that's at least going to give you the potential of generating while you refine this skill. You know what I mean? So everything, there's always a way, man. There's always a way. You got to find that way. So let me go to these numbers though. All right. Hey, make yourself, you bring yourself everywhere you go. Hold yourself 100% accountable. There is no other result besides you reaching your goal. So make sure you guys can see this. I'm going to make this bigger. Boom. So this is my investor summary right here. All right. Check this out. Now, this is what these are the numbers. All right. I won't get all deep and complex, but we took over $166,000 mortgage. Charging 8.5% interest. It's 4.75 APR. 20%, $20,000 down payment. My partner put that up. Right, he paid the 20,000 and he did the work to it. Now we were expecting about a $40,000 down payment. That would have it at 205,000. Got a $50,000 down payment, sold it for 240. The whole thing is with this, and this was the investor package. So this is what helped me to do it. No money. I had to get it together. Right, and bring value. This is how you can win in a real estate recession, guys. This is how you can win. If you're buying houses by taking over the existing debt that you don't have to qualify for, and then on your exit strategy, on your disposition, you are also selling those on a lease option. So you're not a landlord. You're not putting yourself at risk of these tenants being in here, not paying you, and then you've got to go through eviction court. You can just run that forfeiture when you're selling on, on contract, the different seller financing strategies. But we're getting that down payment, and then we're cash flowing the property. Now, somebody asked the question, how do I qualify the buyer? Let me see. Let me pull that question up. Oh, Alma says there are Spanish-speaking buyers in Texas all day long that have cash money like that, but cannot ever get bank money. Yes, very true. That's how it is here. These people, this family, they were working with a realtor. He was like, oh, can we take the paperwork to the realtor? I'm like, yeah, you can. I'm not paying for the realtor, though. We don't use realtors, so you don't have to pay for them. But we suggest that you do, and they think that they're the realtors and the banks are the only way. So they were trying to get a mortgage, but his citizenship kept getting postponed because of COVID. So making it tough on him. He's like, man, if that wouldn't happen, I would have been able to buy a house through a bank, So let me answer this question, Ruby. Oh, how do we qualify buyers? So rental application. Bing, bang, bow. Rental application. This is rent to own. It's 3 pages long. It's 3 pages long. Ask them everything, man. Everything. Boom. And then the small print right there. Now I went over the small print with them. I went over the small print with him, but that was after he had spoken with my buyer for my apprentice's deal, spoken Spanish. And then he just texted me. I got his bosses. See, he asked about a realtor. Oh, can I bring this stuff to a realtor? And then his sister-in-law, he wanted his sister-in-law because she spoke English. And I'm like, well, what does your sister-in-law do for a living? Is she a realtor? He's like, no. I was like, well, what does she do? Oh, nothing. I'm like, well, dude, how does she survive? But I had already established a rapport with them, so I could do that. But I wanted to point out that, like, you're going to be getting advice from people that don't know anything. But then the realtor, I had to make it official. I was like, we got to do all this, and I got to take back control, because they were so apprehensive and scared because they thought they didn't want to get ripped off. And I'm like, man, I feel you. Like, this happens all the time, but we are not that way. And we are not what that experience is. That's why I was able to put a reference on the phone like that. Boom. From a person I had helped. But this asked them a lot of questions. The adults applying for the unit, they've got a complete separate application fee, but then also, oh, he paid in check too. Also, they pay a reserve fee, a reservation fee. So he paid me $2,000 today to reserve the house. So now the house is off the market, and he's got to pay the other $48,000 by Monday because we've got to approve him. So I had to take back making it official. So it also asks them, his address. Are they renting right now? Where do they work? How much do they get paid? Because we want to qualify them to be able to make the monthly payments as well. We don't want to put them in a situation where they could fail, right? Not intentionally. Because if they take you to court, if somebody takes you to court, it was a predatory situation. Well, not us. We do everything we can to make sure you end up owning that home, So this is why we go through this, but it also brings that officialness to it, right? If that's a word, officialness, it makes it more official. But it asks them if they've ever had a foreclosure, bankruptcy, all that stuff. We want to know, but I keep reiterating, we're not going to do a hard check on your credit. No. We just need to know this because we are your bank, and we're essentially borrowing you the money, the remaining amount of money for this house. That's what we're doing. That's why we require, and it's option fee. Option fee, guys. Option fee. I cannot express that enough. That's why I got all serious. I was like, option A. Option fee. It is not a down payment. Okay, so we categorize. I always say when I'm talking to them, it's an option fee. Some people call it a down payment, but it's an option fee because on the 5th year, you've got to pay the option. That's your option time. That's when your option time is up and you have to pay that balloon payment. So they were really worried. So he was like, well, what can we pay it before? And I was like, yeah, you can pay it early. I'll have to check with my committee to see how that works because I wanted to see how much down payment they had. So I'm checking with the committee to give them the, checking with the voices in my head about the early payoff situation. But also he was like, well, what if 5 years comes and we can't pay it down, what'll happen? I'll get in trouble? I was like, oh, no. I said, with maybe some of the ways that other people do things, but no. I said, listen, if you're in here and you are taking care of your home, you're paying me every month and I don't have to chase you down. We have the option to extend that out. That's why it's called an option. But if you're not, and I have to chase you down for rent, and you're not taking care of the place, and we're getting phone calls, once a month from your neighbors, we're not going to extend that out. It protects us too. So that's why I need these references and everything so that, we can just make sure that everybody here are good people. This is why I want you to take this to, your realtor, Aaron. I knew who it was. I had dealt with him before. He tried to get me to, I took the meeting too. Aaron, the realtor he's talking about, I took the meeting. I had a house last year. And the dude's a go-getter now because he got in touch with me. He must have looked it up on public records. And he was seeing if he could sell it for me, if he could list it. I'm like, hell no, dude. But I took the meeting just because I was curious. So all that said, on this, it says that this is a non-refundable $50 processing fee because I got to do some work, dude. I got a lot of shit to do tonight. This is simple, but it's not easy. I'm not even going to sit up here and play you like you wouldn't be doing anything. Yeah, I got some work to do. Because he's doing a lease option. This is going to be a lease option. And I've got, man, the most exquisitely high level lease option, man, probably that America's ever seen. But if he doesn't pay the 48,000 on Monday, and I read this to him, broke it down to him, I'll keep the $2,000. So that is how I got a $50,000 down payment. I got one more house to go, man, one more house. And I was checking. He messaged me on Messenger. That's how I did it. For an out-of-state owner, would you use a notary or a title company to get the initial paperwork authorized? So I have never, you still don't need to know, I have never used a title company to authorize any paperwork for me. Any paperwork besides what they say they need, because we're closing a transaction right now, and I just filled out, here it is right here. I got video, I just haven't been able to post it. Look what the letterhead says, closing Siouxland. This is an affidavit that Trina, because I'm selling that house. He's paying the option that Trina was single when she bought the house. Affidavit, and I signed that. I'm as an attorney in fact. It says it right here, dude. Oh my goodness. Look at what the bottom says. I don't want to show all the. It says it right there at the bottom. Gene Boykin Jr., attorney in fact. That's that limited power of attorney. Boom. So I've never gotten documents authorized at the title company per se. I always just use the notary. But another little tip and trick that I use, because we got to think subtlety here, subtlety. And he asked this today. My buyer asked this. So are we gonna get the documents notarized? And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, absolutely, we're gonna get the documents notarized. We're actually gonna sign those at my bank in the bank manager's office to get those documents notarized for sure, absolutely. So that was one of the things. So I'll use a mobile notary. Like when I acquired this house, you still don't need to know, I actually had a mobile notary come over because the seller was a doctor, so she was busy, then she's moving, and her mom was over there when my mobile notary came. So I'm explaining the agreement for deed to the seller at the dining room table. Tabletop closing is what they call them. I love owner financing, seller financing. And then you can hybrid that thing and do the wholesale and hold method. Like if there's equity you got to pay out. See, you can, and you still don't need to know, you're a scientist. So we can literally get scientific with this stuff. We can literally get scientific. It's just real estate. Truth is universal. I got this, 7 steps. There's what is there? 8 laws of science, or is it 7? It was 7. I don't know. But you can be a scientist at this and be really, 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 really good at it. Really good, man. So I'm about to take this off of my website too. What I got up here? So I think I went over the option fees and profits and stuff the other night when I did a YouTube. But think about it, guys. I just got a $50,000 down payment. Now and this is the beautiful part about it. This is why we can do so well with it, because I got a partner. I don't like to do fix and flips. I don't like to do the work, dude. I be stressing out on stuff like that because I'm a micromanager, I guess, dude, or I have high expectations. So I partnered up. I got the house under my control, and I gave myself 30 days. I think it was 30 days on this one to close. 30 days to close. I went and found a partner. I was gonna pay her the 20,000 myself, but I didn't want to do the work. Yeah, found a partner. It was beautiful. So you can send the mobile notary too, and also you can have them go to their bank. You still don't need to know. But if you guys don't have any more questions, that's how we're getting down out here. I got some paperwork. This is how you're going to qualify them. Now we've got see, like in the inner circle, even on the selling side, right? On the buying side, we've got a prospect questionnaire. On the selling side, we've got a prospect questionnaire. Telephone, right? So we're asking them questions, pre-qualifying them. Also, another way to do it is when you have the proper equations, because there's levels to this. And hit that like button, y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you feel like I brought you some value. Anyhow, I forgot what I was talking about there. Lord have mercy. I got a lot to do too tonight. I got to get this lease option ready. Ooh, I love it too. So, God, I forgot what I was talking about, man. That's crazy. I'm getting old. Early onset dementia. So if you guys have, I got a new date for the challenge too, guys. January 9th through the 13th is my next challenge. If you've attended the challenge before and didn't get in the inner circle or whatever, that's fine. It's all good. And you need to touch up on those skills again. You can get back in the challenge. run through that challenge again. Come to those Q&As, network, meet people, because we can do this from anywhere, man. We can do this from anywhere. So you can have a person in Texas that's doing your cold calling, but you're calling leads in Indiana because you met your network and you got boots on the ground in Indiana, and that's a good market. I looked up foreclosures in Dallas last night for Ruby. I think it was last night, yeah, on the Facebook thing. Oh, I cannot wait to move to Texas. McMansion heaven. And then they're in foreclosure. And there's just so much. It's the land of milk and honey. It is the land of milk and honey. But the thing is that we have to change. We again have to become that person, man. I bet everything on this, everything, but having that faith and that expectation, it will always rule the day, man. Always that faith and that expectation, because everybody that's here right now and that's watched this video this far and listened to me ramble, you are here because you believe you are worth it. That's just the bottom line. You believe your family is worth it. That's why you're here. People put value in things that are inanimate objects. They cannot have life breathed into them. But your knowledge, your ability to solve problems, that's what it was. It was a series of value adds for me, this whole thing. And it was all pieced together from when I had the reference, had him talk to Letty on the phone, my buyer from last year, that's now a real estate investor. So what value are you bringing? What value and character do you bring to the marketplace? So, guys, I appreciate you popping in, listening to me ramble. I got to get up out of here. I got a lot of work to do. Don't forget, check out the academy. Get those subject to contracts if you need them by signing up, and you're a part of the family. I'm actually doing a live workshop on Thursday, I believe. I don't know what time, but it's scheduled in the events there. Live workshop. I think it's on finding buyers too. I think I have to check. I got a lot going on, man. So gonna have some new members to the GoGetter family team, executive coaches. Man, I'm like Michael Jordan. I'm out here ready to win the championship, and there's people. Michael Jordan didn't win a championship, man, for a long time in the beginning of his career, and he had a bunch of players in and out of the Bulls, but he went hard all the time, man. And those players that left before he started winning championships, they left and went off into oblivion to be forgotten. But the ones that stayed, man, and made themselves 100% accountable and knew when they knew deep down in their freaking hearts that they didn't give their all, they stayed, man, and they told themselves, well, man, hey, Jordan's an asshole, but he's right. I didn't give my all. And that pushed them to greatness, because making something easy for the next person is not a benefit to them. And I demand excellence for myself. So shit. And I tell everybody that gets on my team, I'm this way. So mistakes happen, but you know what I mean? If you're not demanding excellence and you're okay with nonchalance and not being nonchalant, all that, that's cool. Do you, be you, but you just ain't gonna be you that way, not here. So we building the all-star squad. I got to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. Zinc, Stir, I appreciate you. Thank you. And guys, I'm out here. All right. I'll see ya. Hey, till next time, you guys know what it is. Let's get to it, y'all.
I'm a go